Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Oshi no Ko. Tonight we're at episode 11, the finale of season 1. Very exciting. So, let me real quick just boom get the comments on the screen. We can just jump right into it. So it's been a nice little 2 weeks. I had a little week pause between last episode and this episode. Just throwing that out there. So, boom bang pog. We have a little bit to talk about. We have a little bit to talk about, especially with Aqua. So last episode, let me just do a little mini recap right before. Aqua Kana's relationship is struggling really hard post Aqua and Akane kissing on TV, right? And the whole build up of the love, you know, the freaking what's it called, like real life drama show, the show that Aqua was on. We've seen how Kana's been like struggling with some jealousy building up, and then the kiss really like caused a collapse in their relationship, right? So that's going on in one front, you know, that's a struggle. And then on top of that, just to make everything worse, we're dealing with Bikomachi, new Bikomachi, Bikomachi 2, whatever we're calling it, is preparing for their, like, first big showcase performance, right? And, you know, they've been posting YouTube videos or whatever, but, like, now they're actually doing an idol show, right? And it's at, like, a big venue, lots of stress going around, lots of, you know, so that just is making everything crazy, right? And specifically, we have Aqua-Kana relationships going wrong, right? Aqua decides, oh, Kana doesn't like me right now. Kana's upset with me right now. I have an idea. She can be upset at me, but she's not upset at Chicken Man. So he puts on the chicken mask, just like Payday 2, right? And decides, like, I'm going to give her a pep talk as Payon, whatever. And that's going to be, like, that's his move, right? And Payon signs off on this. Miyako signs off on this. I don't know why Miyako signed off on this, really. I got a question for Miyako, but they sign off on this, so he's not, you know, he's not, like, doing this completely sneaky for everyone, but he does this, kind of gives her a pep talk. Kana's feeling good. She's like, oh, dang, I still have a fan. I'm kind of falling in love with this chicken guy. That's kind of crazy to me, you know? And then, boom, reveal. Kana realizes, oh, it's Aqua under the mask. That's kind of insane to me. And then, boom, the show's the next day. So, big problems. Kana's mentally, like, reeling in a lot of different ways. And Ruby comes in clutch at the very end and starts spin bars to Kana. Now we're at, like, a semi-stable position to go into episode 11, right? Semi-stable. We'll see how long that lasts. I'm kind of thinking Kana might continue to have breakdown a little bit. Like as much as Ruby spat bars, I could really see Kana struggling on the stage here. Especially because, like, she hasn't had her heart in and, like, all the prep up to this point. But that's another conversation entirely. So, the real tea here is Aqua, because I laid into Aqua last episode. I'm not gonna pretend. That was probably the, like, how do I say this? The least I've been on Aqua's side, but I also still like Aqua and I like the character, right? Like last episode was so full of content that I'm so down with it, right? I mean, it was a lot of fun in a really painful way, but it's like, that's what I'm here for. I'm here for the drama. But, so yeah, I lay into Aqua. And that's what a couple of these comments are about, right? Let me, wait, where was that? If I was gay, I'd be so into Aqua. I actually thought you were because of how you talk about him back in the earlier episodes. No, I'm not gay. But if I was, Aqua's, you know, he's kind of a beast. But yeah, so, Aqua doing, his Payon behavior. This was one response I made to that. You can just read that if you want, just throwing that out there. And yeah, that's kind of a thing to discuss here. So let's discuss it. Let's talk about Aqua. I think let's start with this right here. Episode 2. Comparing Aqua episode 10 to Aqua episode 2. Because in episode 2, if we remember, and we can read this nice little comment here to remember, Aqua pretended to be an idol dude to like tell Ruby you didn't get the job, to kind of, like, you know, set her back in her career. In episode 2, right? And that's kind of similar to what he did just now in episode 10, where in episode 10, he's pretending to be somebody else to, in a way, lie to someone that he cares about, for some sort of end, right? And so, in episode 2, he was lying to Ruby, who he obviously cares about because it's his sister, to, you know, to, you know, protect her from the idol world, right? And then in episode 10, he's lying to Kana by pretending to be the chicken. He cares about Kana to try to hype her up because he can't do that normally because their relationship is in shambles, right? So yeah, there's some interesting, like, similarities and differences we can get into there. I think, and so, like, I want to talk about why I think that it made me so mad, right? And mad in a good way. I was feeling righteous. I was feeling that righteous anger, which is a very dangerous type of anger to feel. When you have anger that you feel is justified, that's when you really gotta like be careful, right? Because then, you know, it's like when your moral compass momentarily aligns with your like I want to destroy you impulse, that can get really deadly because there's nothing to hold you back, right? And maybe I'm being a bit dramatic, but like let me just speak my truth. But yeah, so let's talk episode 2. Bro, I'm so hyped. This episode's about to be so good. Episode 2. Don't drink more caffeine. So in episode 2, let me start with how Aqua's kind of is in that moment. Because in episode 2, right, we're coming out of episode 1. So Aqua trauma is fresh on our mind. We literally just saw him and I, you know, like embracing as Ai's dying, right? So we're fresh on all that. That's like the most you can get us on Aqua's side because you're shown us like Aqua has a lot of you give him a lot of wiggle room because we just saw how bad it was for him, right? So it's like, oh, no wonder he's turned into Gaslight King, right? He just came out of all that trauma. Of course he would, right? So episode 2, we're getting this introduction into this new like menace Aqua who's like, you know, lying, right? He's kind of taken the part of I that's all about lying, and that's what he is, right? The dark eye is everything. So for him to lie to Ruby, it's like, oh, this is what you're like now. That's kind of the message, right? And specifically, and I think this is really important to how the framing and how it like hit me. Aqua's coming from like a position of power when he's doing it in episode 2, right? He completely gets away with it, right? Miyako knows, right? But Miyako's like enabling him because who knows, right? But Ruby isn't aware that Aqua's lied to her, so he gets away with it. I'm just remembering when he's like pretending to be an agent for that other idol girl and he's all handsome with the glasses and the suit and he's being chilling, right? Like he's in this position of power, he's making these calls, he's getting away with it, right? And it really makes me think like, oh, this is Gaslight King. Like this is a menace, but it's like in the way you would root for a villain where it's like, you know, I know this isn't good or healthy, but it's fun and it's like manipulative and it's crazy, you know? And there's also no question that he cares about Ruby. Like, this is him, oh, he wants to help Ruby, but he's just twisted, he's broken. Like, oh, this poor evil little child, I love him, right? That's like the emotions I get out of that. Compare that to episode 10. He does still care about Kana, right? There's not really a question there for me. He cares about Kana, but rather than it being like a Gaslight King kind of move, where it's like he's coming from a position of power, right? He's pulling the strings from the shadows. He's manipulating people into what he thinks is safe areas. It's more so, oh, she doesn't like me right now. I don't have the strength. He admits himself feeble. I don't have the strength to fix our relationship. Maybe he doesn't even know why it's so broken, which is an interesting point I'll get into in a minute. But he doesn't have the strength to like deal with Kana being mean to him, right? And fixing all that. So instead of being strong, he pretends to be Peon, right? He puts on the chicken mask, not as like a Gaslight King power move, but a move that's born out of weakness. And that, it's not like Gaslight King, that's my boy, you know, like speak your, you know, it's not like that. It's more like, oh, like you're not strong, like you're weak. And I have a much less sympathy for weakness than I do like a twisted strength. And I don't know, I think that's more personal preference than anything else, right? But him being weak and admitting himself feeble, it's like, well, dog, if you think you're feeble, then get stronger and fix it the right way. Like, it shows that you know that you did something, like, that you're not, you know? It's like you could have been stronger and you know it. And so I want you to be stronger. And you, I think, partly want yourself to be stronger too. But you're compromising. You're letting yourself be defeated and doing something else. So there's that element, which makes me a lot more like want to tough love the kid and be like, Aqua, you fix yourself, you know? It makes me go into that mode a bit more. And then also that he doesn't get away with it, right? It's not like he's like Gaslight King, speak your truth. It's more like you did this because you were too weak to do the thing that would have been better. You kind of admit that to yourself. And it's not that bad. Like, it's totally understandable and I love the kid. Like, it's my boy Aqua. It really is my boy Aqua. But he's too weak to do the thing that he wanted to do, or that like would have been best. And then So he does something else, and then he gets caught doing it, and then it makes everything worse, right? So it's like, dang, like, you just messed it up. You just messed it up. And it's a lot less fun Gaslight King when you mess it up. It's a lot more, like, it's like a toxic relationship that you thought you could pull the freaking cloth over homegirl's eyes and make these moves to make her feel, but, instead of being fun, right? It's more like dastardly, right? It's more like a rat. It's rat behavior. But not in the strong, beefy, Giga Chad buff rat kind of way, but more in like a sneaky, like sad, pathetic rat kind of way. And I love it. I love both rats. Both of the rats are juicy content, but it's just, it very much changes my perspective going into that, depending on the type of rat, I guess. So that's kind of a thing. Does he care about Kana? Yes, he definitely cares about Kana. Why did he do this? He did this. You're asking me? I can answer that. I don't know what I was saying here for these. How long was this? About 20 minutes. I was probably yapping pretty hard on the guy for a good 20 minutes there. Did he deserve it? I don't know. Was it fun? Yes. Would I do it again? Maybe. Right? But what was I saying? Oh yeah. Does he care about Kana? Yes, he cares about Kana for sure. Which almost makes it more painful, because it's like, I know how much he cares, but he's putting it out in like a twisted way. And somebody commented about that. Where was it? Right here, maybe? There was a lot of really good stuff. And I did read through all this. I don't know like how much I'll... oh no, I feel a burp coming. Okay. Yes, girl, mentally stable the shit out of no, Ruby's my girl, bro. Ruby's my girl. But yeah, he cares about Kana for sure. Maybe it was here. Yeah, he cares about Kana for sure. Let's just say that. Let's not talk about something else. Actually, scratch that train of thought. I hate that train of thought. New train of thought has just dropped. The whole Kana, and does he know that Kana that Kana loves him? That's a great question. I went into the episode thinking, oh, of course he knows. Like, how could he not know? Because, let me find that comment real quick. Bro, people are coming too much. Now I can't find the stuff I'm looking for anymore. That's crazy to me. Wait, that's crazy to me. Right here. Thank you. Here it is. Unless we get confirmation that he is aware of Kana's feelings towards him, he isn't really leading her on. Good point. The thing that made, like, the reason that I was thinking, like, oh, he has to know, like, how could he not know, is largely because of, like, episode 2, 3, or whatever, when he pressures Kana into joining Bikomachi. Like, he tells Miyako, and, like, afterwards, like, oh, I had the read on her. She would acquiesce under pressure. Like, he understands that if I pressure her enough to do this thing, then she will do it, right? And so, for him to, like, verbally and confidently say, like, I got the read on her, and, like, understand her in that way to that degree, made me think, like, oh, like, if she starts being all, like, you know, how she's been for the last episodes, like, surely he's kind of aware of what's happened. But now, I'm kind of thinking, you know what, maybe not, right? I'm kind of pulling back from that idea, because, and I think what it is we're very clearly aware of as the audience, why Kana's mad at Aqua, right? She's mad at him because of the Akane stuff. But really, Aqua and Kana haven't been able to talk because Kana keeps pushing him away because Kana's being a little bit of a rat too. Like this right here, right? But we've seen his reasoning after. He was doing that because she is susceptible to being pushed by others. That was the part he was using. And getting on your knees is what you do when you're begging someone, which is what he was doing here. I have no idea whether or not he knows, but it's no solid proof that he does. You know, I think that's true. I don't think he... It's like, I don't think he necessarily knows, but it feels so obvious to us, the audience, but so it's hard to kind of, like, get into his head and be like, okay, what exactly has he seen from Kana? Like, could he know? Yeah, I don't know. So I would kind of say right now he doesn't know, because if he did know, surely he would approach this differently, right? Surely, right? Like, can I at least blame him, you know, or, like, use the excuse that he's just dense and is kind of unaware of the situation and doesn't have the strength to, like, you know, push through the broken glass to figure it out? I'm good with that. I'm happy to do that. This here, if you hate Aqua now, you'll hate him even more later, but don't lose faith on him. He's just a broken dude. I don't hate Aqua. Aqua's my boy. Will I hate him even more later? You know what? You gotta fall before you can pick yourself up, right? He is a broken dude, and I care about him. And that's why it hurts so much, right? Which almost, like, makes me feel like Aqua, right? He cares about Kana so much that he is doing this weird manipulative chicken head stuff to like make her feel better. Bro, I care about Aqua and Kana so much that I'm verbally assaulting them to, you know, because I want them to be better, right? It's like that same thing, bro. But no, he's my boy, okay? He's my boy. He's really struggling, and I need him to lock in and pull it together, okay? Especially because the show is tomorrow, okay? Kana's doing her show tomorrow. If, like, I know you want to give her the pick-me-up, but think about it this way. If your relationship with someone is falling apart, right? Sometimes you need to. It's like a cake and have it too. Or what is it? I want to have my cake and eat it too. He's trying to have his cake and eat it too, man. Where it's like has a relationship with Kana, but he messes it up, but he's also still trying to eat the cake by still being able to make her feel better. It's like, no. If you don't have a good relationship with someone, then you don't have the responsibility, you don't have the privilege, you don't have the honor of making them feel better. Because guess what? Your relationship's hoed, so you don't get to be that person for them, okay? And you can put on the chicken head, and you can pretend to be someone else to make that happen, but that's like not respecting relationship boundaries, right? If Kana is pushing you away because she's mad at you, then you don't get to be the person to make her feel better, right? You don't get that honor. It's just, man, and I know you want to, and it's good to want to make somebody feel better, but you gotta respect her boundaries, man, even if they're kind of annoying. I mean, she's like, what, a 17, 16-year-old girl or something? Like, she's under a lot of pressure. You gotta respect it, man. And I also, man, and I hold Aqua to a higher standard than most of the other characters, because he's, like, older, right? I don't treat him as a 16-year-old. I treat him as, like, a mock 30-year-old, but that's kind of impacted by being a 16, 17-year-old because of his whole body hormone stuff. And he was talking about that, you know, 1 or 2 episodes ago with the whole, like, myself is changing, right? Like, on one hand, you know, I don't know. That's an entire thing. But I largely do still hold him to a higher degree because of that. But yeah, so this right here. Kana isn't totally without blame in the case of lapsed communication, though Aqua putting on the bird mask certainly isn't helping. Please get these kids some help. They're not all right. Agreed. It's like, dude, Kana, you gotta set some boundaries that are clear and concise and be like, yo, Aqua, guess what? What you did made me feel bad. Unless you can apologize or clear that up, then, like, I don't want to be around you right now. She needs to just clear communication him, and then Aqua needs to clear communicate back and be like, yo, okay, I'm sorry, my bad, right? But neither of them are doing it because they're so messed up. Please get these kids some help. They're not all right. Agreed, $1,000,000%. It's like I'm mad on Kana's behalf, you know? It's like, because Kana's vulnerable. She's this weak little, beautiful little sapling. And it's like, dude, I need this girl to grow up into a giga woman because I love her, right? So to see Aqua even non-intentionally, like, hurt her, it's like, dude, if she's going to just roll over and accept it, then I'm not, because we've got to fix this, right? That's kind of how I feel about it. Okay, I've been skipping around a lot. Let's just top to bottom this to catch whatever else is going on. This show is so good. Have I talked about how good this show is? Okay, perfect showcase of the Aqua-Kana relationship. He cares about her, he does, and sees her who she is somewhat, but doesn't know how to express that, or rather the way he goes about it, he's expressing it wrong. It is funny that he's literally putting on a mask, because that, like, fits very well with the metaphor of, like, I putting on her, like, persona and all that. So the literal mask thing is kind of fun. So he can't talk things out. He's afraid of showing his real self to people. I would agree with that, right? He is a very lone wolf kind of guy right now, especially emotionally. Because he's like, oh, I'm going to be the one to kill my dad. Or, like, I'm going to make the moves, you know? He's not, like, spreading that mission with other people. And so that's just also extending into his emotional life, which, I mean, makes sense given all the trauma. Like, I get it. For sure. But, man, this right here of, like, Kana being insecure and her immediately falling in love with fake Peon, that hurts so bad. Because it's like, dude, I respect it. I care about this girl so much. So to see her emotions get played, it's just like, no. And I know it's not, he's, like, literally trying to, like, hurt her. But it's like, dude, you, like, you know. Okay. Rebounding from Aqua. It's like, dude, she's literally rebounding from Aqua back into Aqua. That's crazy. It's good. It's crazy in a good way. Like, I like it, but it hurts. But yeah, I like this. I like this breakdown. It shows Kana's desperation to have someone care about her. How the moment Pion tells her that he does, she starts falling for him. It shows the feebleness of that kind of love. Love not born from mutual respect and trust, but from just needing someone to tell you that they care about you. It's tragic, really. But when one has been deprived of care and attention like Kana has, it feels real. Man. Okay, first, what a line. What a good line from the comment. Second, like, it feels real. Bro, it is real, right? Like, that... being so alone that somebody putting out an olive branch, you just clamber for it. It's just sad. It's tragic. It's so, it's Kana's desperation, right? And so for it to just keep being Aqua really hurts. Because, I don't know. Continuing. Now, that's not to say that Kana's love for Aqua isn't or can't be real. It just comes from a place that needs to be worked on, and whether that work comes along with getting rid of her love for Aqua or preserving what's good and working on the relation to make it a healthy place is up to them. Agreed completely. Agreed. Pog. Akane, so this is about the Akane, suicide video. There was a lot of good stuff in here. Let me see if there's anything I'm trying to catch. There was an interesting point of, let me see. I'm not really sure whether it was the video of him saving her on the bridge. I think it was the latter, which is also better because in the moment it was Aqua saving her directly with no manipulation involved. True. It's because I don't know if it's in this comment, but somebody was saying that, the video... with Kana... Wait, I think I'm tripping. Rescind all of that. Pull it all back. Let's just lock in. Can we lock in for a minute? Let's just lock in for a minute. That's one of the things I really like about Kane's relationship with Aqua, is that there's so much truth in it. He saves Akane, and that's, the most direct, non-manipulation thing of he saved her from killing herself, right? And then he straight up says how it is to her and says, I don't have feelings for you. I care about you as an actress. There's no line. There's no mask. That's his real, genuine emotion. And that's why their relationship is, working right now, right? We can agree with that? Good. And so, yeah. I think it is really shaky. Right now, the relationship is pretty steady. I'm just worried that they're gonna keep stabbing us because of how, given that, the dude that Aqua talked to said, oh, I went to this theater that Akane's part of. Akane's going to be part of the revenge plot moving forward, because he's going to use Akane's ties to the freaking theater, right? That would just make the most sense to, get extra information about Ai and the whole father thing. So I think Akane's in the zone for a lot of collateral damage from his revenge plot, which makes me worried. But their relationship right now does feel pretty good. Love Ruby here. Mentally, I love this. Did I already say this? Mentally stable the shit out of them. It's so true. It's so true. Yeah, Ruby's got to be the saving grace. This is funny. If I was gay, I'd be so into Aqua. If I was gay, I'd be so into Aqua. We cannot. Okay, I've seen too many memes or whatever, or images or whatever of Aqua, Ruby, and I doing some business. We're not doing that. Get that out of here. Get that out of here, man. Aqua's intention was good with Kana of, I want to help her, but I don't want them to have to rely on me and only me for this. He does so in the belief that they will never find out, which means he did it not for himself, but rather just to help them without ulterior motives. Yeah, I'd agree. That's what makes it, so tragic, right? That he's doing it because he cares, and he's doing it in such a way to not take any credit or whatever. But that hurts. It just digs it a little deeper into me. He did not think what it would do to Kana if she found out. Proves to me that Aqua has a very hard time being himself and not putting a mask on, even with the people he's close to. I'd agree with that completely. Man, a little bit of an ego, right? If you think you can just get away with it, that's crazy to me. What, you think you're just that? You think you're that guy? You're not that guy, pal. You got caught. But yeah, it is what it is. This time he's actually trying to help Kana and helping the group on what to do to improve themselves. True. Aqua cares so much about Kana, he cares about Ruby. The Aqua method is kind of evil in a way, but at least this is better than we did to Ruby because he isn't trying to cancel her career like he did with Ruby back in episode 2. I don't know if I talked about that specifically. That's interesting because, yeah, he's doing this with Kana, literally building her up for her dream, whereas with Ruby he was tearing down her dream because he was trying to protect her. And so, the end feels worse with Ruby, I would say, because it's you're not only lying to them, but you're also tearing down something they care about. Whereas with Kana, if he had gotten away with it, he's lying to her by being Payon, but he's also building her up, which is a more positive thing than tearing someone down. But yeah, so that's kind of true. it's just like largely the framing of the show, right? Like they build the big conflict's been building up of Aquakana, and then we see her manipulate and lie to her face for good, for positive internal reasons, sure, of trying to help. But, like, you know, it has so much more of an emotional weight to it because of the build-up of the last few episodes. Whereas with Ruby, it's literally just like, oh, he's a menace now, right? Yeah. I feel like Kana is the main protagonist. Come on, can we have a legit Ruby arc next season? True, give me more Ruby, give me more Ruby. Self-aggrandizing humor is much better than even self-deprecating, even if the latter is easier, even with the risk of becoming egotistic. I shake your hand on that. Agreed. This is a good line. This is such a good line. Aqua frustrates me even when I know where he's coming from. Maybe even more so when I know where he's coming from. Agreed. I understand why he's doing it, which is just like, dog, like, I get it, and it sucks, but we gotta lock in, you know? This is Ruby Kana stuff. Agreed. It's still a cute thought that Ruby pulls Kana out of the pit. But I've been writing and deleting this for I don't know how long, trying to word my thoughts properly, so I'm asleep. Good night. This agreed that he I guess he's, man, I kind of thought the guy would be able to figure it out, but he hasn't said that. He hasn't admitted to, you know, figuring out or whatever. And I don't know. It's just weird to consider Aqua as dense, considering how much he seemed to, like, understand people looking at him, but I think it's fair. I think he is. I think this is true, and it's making me reevaluate Aqua. So agreed. I don't hate Aqua. I talked about that. Yeah, he doesn't know that about what Akane and Aqua, or Kana doesn't know about what Aqua and Akane talked about afterwards. That's true. So she's still under the idea that, oh, they're in a relationship, and he still is trying to be all nice to me, but, like, you know, buzz off, like, you're not my guy anymore, kind of thing. Like, her jealousy is still very founded in, oh, Aqua and Akane are in a relationship, right? And then also the whole opposite. Akane admits that she has a tendency to say the opposite of what she means. True, very true. Which is just so sad, but, yeah. Lapsed communication. This right here. My biggest question is, why is Miyako letting this happen? She's the only person who initially noticed Aqua wearing the bird mask and is a figure of authority in his life, so I'm slightly disappointed that she isn't putting her foot down and telling Aqua to get his shit together. Literally, dude. Miyako! Miyako stocks are falling. Can we talk Miyako for a minute, right? Like, girl, I'm still amazed you let this happen in episode 2, because she didn't she? I'm almost positive that she was like, Aqua, like, yeah, you're good, you're doing this to Ruby. Why are you letting him be a manipulative rat? Why are you letting him do this, man? I don't get it. It's just, like especially with this, in episode 10, because this is not healthy, what he's doing, right? Can we all agree on this? That Aqua pretending to be somebody else to give affirmations to this girl who is pushing him away, that's not a healthy situation, right? That is, with the people, with a good relationship, is not formed out of pretending to be someone else and doing all this weird stuff and all this manipulation and sliding under and you know, honesty, you know, genuine connections, blah, 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 right? And so, Miyako, why are you letting this happen? Why are you enabling Aqua to be a little liar? Do you just, I remember, like, in episode 1, like, you thought these kids were, like, possessed by spirits or whatever I forgot what they said, like, oh, God has given us, whatever Ruby and Aqua said to Miyako to be like, yo, parent us better, or whatever. Is it still some of that? But, like, yeah, I definitely think this reflects on Miyako a lot. And, like, not Peon as much, because Peon is just a chicken bodybuilder, like, doing his thing. So, for him to let this happen is just like, alright, whatever. But Miyako letting this happen is kind of crazy to me. Kana should just fall in love with Ruby after the whole scene, honestly. So true. If you like that face, just go with the one on light mode. To think Ruby even told Kana about her past and she's never even mentioned that in Aqua's 15 years. That's an incredible point. That is so true. I didn't even think about that. Dang, she really did. And I think that opened the door for the Ruby-Kana talk, because Kana, I don't think, understood that Ruby's been through it too, you know? And I think it's a lot easier, like, if you're in a bad spot, to talk to somebody that's been in a bad spot. Because it's like, oh, like, if you talk to somebody who's never been in a bad spot once before, then it's like, you don't know what I'm going through. Like your advice is useless because you don't know what this is, right? I think that's, like, I feel like a lot of therapists are people that had, like, negative mental health issues or whatever in the past. And then, like, that's a large part of, like, why they became a therapist and what makes them like an effective therapist. I feel like I've heard that before. Kind of similar, but yeah. Man, I'm a little bit sick, by the way, if you can hear me clearing my throat. Okay. Aqua fell off. Aqua stock's gone. Aqua and dead. Aqua. Cheerio. This is about... I read through this all. I like how passionate it gets. You see this? But it's about language translations, right? So, let me see if I can find, like... don't grasp its idea that languages aren't one-to-one. Let me see if I can find it. The subs are just the localization and translators trying their best to bring the meaning into another language, but no matter how hard you try, the emphasis and nuance will either be completely lost or completely changed during the translation and localization process. So when someone complements the emphasis and nuance attributing it to the original author, you're complementing something that does not exist. This is an interesting point. This is something that I'm very aware of. Like I'm here for this. This is just language. This is language stuff, right? For me, it's kind of a separate the art from the author type moment where, like, if I were to say, like, oh, wow, that was such a good line, which I try to say that a couple of times because sometimes they just spit bars and it's like, holy crap, what a cool thing that was said there. Like, what wordplay, right? To see something, and obviously I'm reading the English because your boy speaks English. So seeing that and having it be something that's translated, when I compliment that, it's like part of the art that I'm looking at, part of the media that I'm looking at, has been created by the translator. It's not the work of a single person, right? It's not the work of just whoever wrote the Oshi no Ko, right? It's the work of whoever wrote Oshi no Ko. It's if the mangaka or whoever did the drawings, maybe that was a separate person as well. It's all the animators, it's all the people that do the music, it's all the voice actors, it's all the translators, right? They're all very different, but all together have made this product. So, like, yes, translation necessitates a change to the message, but I mean, I don't even think that's a bad thing, right? Like, I think there are times that a translation could be better than the original product. Like, why not, right? It's and better is a hard thing to say because everything's so subjective. But like, let's say I perfectly know Japanese and I perfectly know English, right? And I listen to the Japanese and then I read an English translation. Sure, there's gonna be lines in the English translation that I'm like, oh, I liked the way they said this more. Like it, for whatever reason, the wordplay made my dopamine receptors pop a bit more than when I read the Japanese. Like, it's gonna just happen, right? So I don't think this is a bad thing, right? You're complimenting something that's not part of the original story. It's just a translation thing. Just because this works in English doesn't mean this works in Japanese or is in the original work. Like, I agree, but like, media, like the story, oh, there's such a... Am I really about to find a random quote from my quotes thing? Let me see if I have this written down. Yeah, so this is a random quote from this dude named Seamus Heaney. Oh, this is so... I can't believe I'm quoting, like, poetry. Okay, this is so bad. So the line goes, since when, he asked, are the first line and the last line of any poem where the poem begins and ends. That's just bars, by the way, okay? But it's like this idea of the first line and the last line of the poem aren't the encapsulation of all that the poem is. That's not the beginning and end of the story. And I think in the same way, like when somebody creates something, like in a way it exists bigger than them, right? Like the author, like Aqua, right? Every single line that Aqua says out loud, whether translated or not, is something that's been written and thought about and be created by real people, right? But as someone that has like existed and like watched Aqua walk around for a while, like I have an idea of like Aqua and his personality and such that like you can kind of guess like, oh, if he were in X situation, he might say Y, right? Like the being that is Aqua, this fictional character of Aqua, is something that's, in my mind, more than just every line that they've been fed, right? And so in the same way, like, a translation is, like that's an example of the original scope of the author being smaller than, like, the actual story, right? Like, the actual story is something greater and bigger than that, right? And, like, Aqua's character, Aqua's being, is something that's greater than just every line he said, right? And so the translation to me, like, is kind of the same thing where, like, yeah, the original story is one thing and the original world of Oshi no Ko that's in the creator's mind is one thing, but however it's translated, which runs through different people's interpretations of the work, right? However it's translated can be something else, and that can expand what Oshi no Ko is. And in some cases, maybe it shrinks it and worsens it, right? Translations frequently are poor, But there are times when I think translations like speak a lot, like not only do the work justice, but maybe even in certain ways expand on the work, right? And I mean, that's something, and the reason I'm even talking about this is it's something that, like, if you read, like, there's some, like, philosophy books I've read, right, that are, like, were originally made in Greek, or originally made in German, or whatever, and they've been translated into English, because your boy don't speak those languages, and so, you know, you're crunching through this thing, and you're gonna be losing some of the nuance and some of the wordplay and such, especially if there's a lot of, like, puns and wordplay and stuff. Shout out freaking Monogatari, right? Monogatari is a huge example of that. I'm freaking missing out on, like, all the wordplay constantly. But that's not necessarily, you know, I think there's still something to be gained in the translating. Like, I don't want to be too doomer about translations and just saying, like, F you, you're missing out on everything, right? Like, I think there is an expansion there that can be done. And so I read through all this. This is why you can't translate anything from language to language. Look at how many layers are to a simple sentence that I have to explain. And a lot of this is true as well, but I think new layers can be created from a translation. I don't think it happens most of the time. I think that's probably rare. And most of the times, the vast majority of times, the original work's probably going to be the best work, and have the most of this, like, nuance and such. But I don't know. I'm kind of like translators. I'll shake on that, right? But yeah. So I did read through all this, and this is some of the figuring out of when I was getting onto how Ruby was talking to Kana in episode 9. Where, like, it was more of a joking, sarcastic thing, which I didn't pick up as much. And, but also the voice actress, like, I think you can kind of hear that in the way it's said, but even as a joking and sarcastic way, I still don't want her saying it. Like, that doesn't make me feel better. Because, like, in episode 9, when she was like, oh, like, you're being so difficult, haha, or whatever, it's like, no, like, I want you to, like, if girls being vulnerable to you, now's not the time to come in with jokes and sarcasm. Especially if they're doubling down on her self-demeaning talk, right? But yeah, continuing. Also, who on earth likes bell peppers? They make all food taste like bell pepper. FAQ, bell pepper, ganje, wa. I am becoming Kajana, for real. True. Stuff's cut. This is about some, like, that has some, like, stuff with, like, future stuff, so I'm not going to look into that. Kana is type tsundere. She can't really angry towards Aqua. Kana is misunderstanding about the relationship between Aqua and Akane. True. Hope Miyako told this to Kana. I don't think Miyako has, because Miyako is just, who knows what Miyako's doing? She's out freaking filing taxes for these companies or whatever. Not gay. Shout out gay people, not gay personally. I think this was fair. Well, I disagree with some of this, but this is an interpretation, right? So, Aqua is GOAT. He supports Ruby, Kana, Akane, even Memcho too. Aqua background as a doctor very much makes sense. I agree with this. I think he does have, like, a I want to help people thing in his brain, which comes from being a doctor. Yeah, like, he does care about people. And I don't know if I want to call it I'm not going to call it a savior complex, because that's getting a bit much. But he does care about Kana and want to help her. But I don't respect the way in which he's doing it, because it feels like not respecting Kana. And I respect Kana, and so I get mad on Kana's behalf, and then want to defend Kana by attacking Aqua. Right? That's the breakdown of freaking, let me analyze my own character as a freaking reactor. Okay, let's calm down. But yeah, he does have a good heart. The guy has a good heart, and so I care about him in that way. I just need to chip off all the trauma that's caked around his heart to make his heart be able to function the best, right? I think it shows a somewhat wholesome side of Aqua and shows that he's completely unstable too, not being able to actually express his emotions towards people he cares about without having to put on a mask. It's true. It's just, man, and I've been, like, I think maybe it's also that I've been, like, hyping Aqua a lot, where I've been, like, saying, like, oh, Aqua took that on the chin. What, Aqua's so stable. Like, I did, like, with Akane acting as Ai in that moment, where he completely, like, was, like, pretty unfazed. Like, he blushed, but, like, that was it. Like, he didn't crack nearly as much as I expected him to. So I've been, like, you know, Aqua's been going up and up and up in the stock market, where it's like, dang, he's a force of nature. He's always in control. Like, whenever he needs to manipulate something, he manipulates it and he makes things work. Like, he's powerful. That's my boy. Like, he's popping off. But then last episode, we saw weakness, right? We saw the truth of this is feeble. This is kind of sad, right? He's unstable in his own way. And so that made the speculating stock market freaking BAM! Crash. But a stock market crash comes out of panic a lot of the time. Shout out the Great Depression. So we're going to pull back on the crash, right? We're going to stabilize our freaking Venn diagram line, our freaking stock market line, and get Aqua back to a reasonable position. Because I think I was maybe too much, speaking a bit too high of Aqua, and now we've been brought back down into reality. So now it's like, okay, Aqua, I get you. Let's talk. Let's figure it out and continue. Does his fair share of emotional manipulation? That's definitely not the case here. I mean, I'd still call it emotional manipulation, but it's not. It's like a hard term to use. Because he's. I would call it emotional manipulation, but it's coming from a good place. It's not coming from him being like, oh, I'm going to ruin you. Oh, I'm going to like gaslight you, or oh, da 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 da. It's coming from out of a, I want to help. Like, please, we need to fix Aqua. Don't let him do this, Kana, please. Like, it's coming out of a, I want to help you. Oh yeah, literally this. It's like a have your cake and eat it situation. Yeah, I don't know. I've already talked about that so much. Let's just continue. Aqua doing it was all the sacrifice, knowing he wouldn't be credited about Payon. This is true. This is true. But Aqua, stop doing it. I get it. I get it. I get it. We can't be supporting this behavior because this is not healthy, right? So we don't want to support it too much, or else he's gonna keep getting away with it. I feel like we need to hardline the boy and say, no more, no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't exist in this story. I can't fix him. I can't fix him. I can fix him. No, I can fix him. I can fix him. Many people misunderstand Aqua's actions and tend to see he's in revenge mode 24/7 and think he manipulative all the time. I think I could see that a lot of people would do that. He does care. He's not devil mode all the time. He genuinely wanted to encourage Kana. I agree. He does many actions without ulterior motives because he's in the deep care of a lot of people who are special to him, but he doesn't know how to express that without a mask, pretending he's uninterested in the situation. This is true. It just hurts. It just hurts. Sometimes Aqua is dense. Communication is not his forte. And Kana's also not speaking the truth. Least unhinged weave comment. Nice cut, bad cut. Appreciate it, I guess. Pog, here we go. Episode 11. 10, I mean. Episode 10. Oh, this is episode 11. Let me open up episode 10. We are drinking a Dr. Pepper, by the way. Man, this is, by the way, the first video I've done after my little vacation trip I went on, so... Your boy's just excited to watch a show, man. Okay. Drink a little bit of Dr. Pepper. We're going to scroll through episode 10 a little bit. I don't think I have anything to say. If you're just skipping into this part, because this is where one of the chapters are in the video. Aqua, you're still my boy. Please stop being a rat, but I love you. Okay? Bet. Ruby, speaking truth, making moves. That's what we like to see. So, let's do a little bit of scrolling. Freaking Aqua in the peon shoot, man. And, like, he's exercising up a storm. He's having to go on all these runs and such just to do his freaking, just to do the, he's pretending to use a chicken voice just for Kana's sake, right? Like, in one way, like, I respect the grind, but in the other way, it's just, it feels so weird. I want to see that feeble line. Right here. Because I think he asks, Peon asks, like, bro, even in your own voice, I think she'd still listen to you. And then he says, I'm rather feeble, right? That's just crazy to me, man. Because it's just... He doesn't have the strength for Kana. He cares about Kana. He doesn't want Kana to be all mad at him, right? So he doesn't have the strength to deal with it right now. It is what it is. We just gotta fix this, ho. We gotta fix this. Ruby spills some really personal stuff to Kana, which I really like. It is a slightly crazy that she calls freaking Aqua past life her first love. That's just kind of crazy to me, but hopefully that doesn't come back. Freaking Goru. Sorry, I had Goro. I don't know. His freaking past life name. Like, that's sweet, and I totally am down with it. But it just worries me because right now they're siblings, so it's just kind of weird, but this is totally pure and I'm here for it. Let's just, hopefully it doesn't do anything weird down the line, right? But yeah, because she doesn't even know that he died, right? Like, she would have no reason to assume that. Then, boom, realizes, oh, it's Aqua under the suit. I mean, look at her poor face, man. And the music fades out to nothingness as she stares in utter shock as the void of her eyes gets darker. Like, this poor girl, man. It's good content, but it just hurts. Okay. Continuing. The pressure is just mounting on her. She doesn't want to fail. Like, because one part I really liked is that she was saying, like, it's not even just about me failing, it's about me failing and everyone else that's relying on me, like, getting dragged down. So it's like a responsibility she feels to owe to other people. She feels she owes to other people that then causes her mental trauma. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Right there. I wouldn't think twice if I was going up on the stage alone. Wouldn't think twice if I were going up on a stage alone. Yeah. Honestly, because, like, this... Okay, and this is one of the things. Ruby... Aqua, making himself be peon and, like, making the moves. It's like, I think if he just stepped back, then that still get, like... Trust that she's in an idol group with Memcho and Ruby, right? I know you want to help, but maybe you should just trust Ruby, right? Maybe just be like, Ruby, hey, Ruby, Kana's going through a tough time, huh? Maybe get on that. Like, you know, I feel like it doesn't have to be you, you know? And I think, like, that's my message to Aqua. It doesn't have to be you. It can be Ruby. It can be Memcho. It can be other people. And they were failing previously, which was kind of bad, but here we made it work because Ruby finally, you know, made moves. But that's just another thing. But, like, still, Aqua, I see what you were going for, and I love you, man. I just need you to lock it in, man. You're my boy, okay? I can't have my boy cracking, okay? I need my boy to, and I'm here for you, man. Like, if you need to talk to me, Aqua, like, I will listen to what you say, okay? I will be your man, okay? Pause. But let's just keep watching. Man, her voice actress is so good. I don't want you to experience what it feels like. Like, what a selfless motivation, right? Like, I know how bad it is to fail. I don't want to be the reason that you fail. I don't want you to fail. I don't want, you know? Because I know how bad it is. Woof! Especially for Ruby, who I kept saying, like, I'm worried, like, one of my original worries of Ruby was like, oh, she's naive, she's gonna fail, and it's gonna destroy her, right? Like, that's kind of what Kana's feeling right now. Like, I don't want you to fail. Because I know that you're gonna get destroyed. But then, you're just another rookie idol? Ooh. This line, bro. It's only natural for us to fail. Let's just have fun and go for it. Like, the mindset diff, bro. This is Ruby mindset diff. Differenza. I freaking love Ruby. This is all I was waiting for, man. And then the smile, it's like, yeah, that's the mindset. Let's get changed. Let's get on our freaking performance, okay? And I don't think that Kana's completely cured, right? One line's not going to cure nobody. But this is what we were looking for. Aw, them holding hands. Thank you. Aqua, I love you, man. Aqua, you going to be in the crowd? Oh, you better be in the crowd. You better not get distracted by some sort of... Because this is an idol festival. You better not get distracted by, like, a dad. Oh, he might be my father. Let me go leave. No, you stick in your chair and you watch the show, Aqua. Kana on the stage. Like, Memcho's the popular YouTuber Andy, right? Like, isn't she... That's literally my notes. I've talked about that before. Memcho, YouTuber Andy. So funny. But yeah. Isn't their entire idol group just gonna be Memcho fans that, like, came over? Is that gonna be the case? Because, like, she literally, like Memcho, or, like, Ruby has no fans, right? Because Ruby just dropped in, like, the scene of acting or whatever as an idol. And then, like, freaking Kana here, her entire thing is that, like, she's, like, failed a bunch, right? So she doesn't really have fans either. I feel like it's just gonna be a crowd of Memcho lovers. That probably won't come into play, but, like, I don't know, I just think it's funny. Oh, no, and there's gonna be a bunch of random people walking around, so we'll see. Dang, look at that hand, bro. Animated so well. Yes! This! Clench the fist, Kana. Rookie idol, that's my girl right there. Easy clap. I'm gonna make moves. Okay. Anything else? We've already talked at length about freaking Aqua. You little devious chicken. He's my boy. He's my boy. He's my devious chicken at the end of the day. At the end of the day. I know he can take it, okay? That's a reason that me tearing into Aqua, I know if I was talking to Aqua, I'd tear into him. He can take it. That's my boy right there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know. Yeah. Okay. Anything else I'm trying to say? Miyako, stop enabling. Kana, bell peppers, pog, pog, pog. Let's talk this next episode. So this next episode, what's gonna happen? They're gonna go on stage. Something's gonna probably go wrong, and then they're gonna fix it, right? That's kind of a classic for getting on the stage, but we'll see. I could definitely see, and as I've said before, like that some sort of like lead for Aqua's thing coming into play and giving Aqua like something else to do other than just the show going on. But they could just make it like an idol episode where they don't really do that. But I don't know. I feel like Oshinoko's a little evil, so they might do something that causes an issue. I mean, it's definitely going to be an issue, right? Like, there's no way their first performance is just, we got on stage and it went perfectly, right? Kana's probably still going to be struggling a bit, especially because her heart's not been into practicing a lot. So she'll probably be struggling. Memcho is probably just going to be chilling. Ruby maybe is going to get like kind of really nervous and start to flounder a little bit. I could see that, but also like Homegirl has so much spirit and such a good attitude that low-key I think she'll be fine, even if things do go wrong. I got faith in her. I got faith in my Ruby. Okay, let's watch the episode, man. Episode 11. Okay. Let's watch the episode. Episode 11. Memcho, please, for the love of everything, pop off. Ruby, please, for the love of everything, pop off. Kana, please, for the love of everything, pop off. Let's get this going. Dr. Pepper drink, as I've said. I'll give you a sip real quick. I'll go real quick. And let's get this going. In a 3, a 2, a 1, episode 11. Bam! Oh no, dude. I can't believe this is the last episode. Okay. And I mean, surely, I don't know. Oh, one thing I forgot to even talk about. I'm gonna speedrun this talk while this goes. I would be sad, or one thing that I could see happen is that this becomes a large just reflection of Ai's show, and it's like, oh, it's Ai, but she's back. What I would really like to see is Ruby to eventually grow out of the shadow of Ai and be able to be a performer on her own rather than just a copycat of Ai, which is one thing I've talked about before with like Bikomachi is a thing where it's like, I don't want you to be Bikomachi too, okay? I want Ruby, I want you to speak your own truth, I want you to do your own thing, I don't want you to be a copy of nobody else, right? And I know you have your attachment to your mom and all that, but like, she wanted you to become an idol. She didn't want you to become a clone of her, right? So I would be a little worried if it's just like, oh, look, this performance, it's just like Ai, you know? Like, no. I want Ruby to become her own idol. I want all these 3 girls, right? Kana, Ruby, freaking Memcho, like, become your own thing and make something else that's beautiful, that's, yes, inspired by the previous dream of Ai, but it isn't necessarily just a repeat of it. I don't want no repeats, okay? I want you to do your thing. Bro, there was literally Aqua zipping up the peon suit, bro. You little ratafin. You little ratscallion, you. Bro, this episode's gonna be so good. Whew. Okay. Look at all those server booths. Mana? Ooh, who is it? Which one? Mana's cute. I think that's gotta be one of our 3. The Hellish? Oh, brutal. Wait, did they get to perform on the roof? Oh, on the star stage? That's so perfect, right? With the whole, you know, Ai as a star thing. True, Mem do be popping off. They don't know about Ai. Yep. Oh, he was there. Oh, wow. That's her star, bro. So perfect that we're on a roof. Let's go! Okay. Okay! Okay! I'm so ready, bro. Bikobachi gang. Oh, they already got the merch out there? Oh, we're going, bro. Okay, Kana. That's what the practicing was for. True. True, that's what I was saying. Memcho carry. Memcho carry. Oh, you can have different... Aw, so you can see who's cheering for you in the crowd? That's so cute. Her copying eyes is crazy. White? Interesting. Okay. Ooh, I'll take a white. I'll take a white one then. White in one hand, red in the other. We do wield. Oh dang, it's like, okay, we're straight up doing an idle thing. Okay, fun. Are they all yellow? I think they were all yellow. Oh, I forgot she's the vocalist, right? Bro, the drone operator is going too hard, bro. Whoa. Okay. I'll have to go back to see these lyrics, okay. They are all yellow? That's crazy. Now it makes sense, it makes sense. Yeah. Dude, it's literally all yellow. That's so funny. No, Kana, no, come on. Clear the head. Is she not smiling, bro? That's unfortunate. Come on. Oh, did Ruby just change his mind, bro? I think Ruby just changed his mind like that. Dude, she looks just like I, bro. She looks just like her. Oh! Okay. That's crazy to me. He got flashbacks, bro. He got flashbacks, bro. Whoa, he had red sticks too. Dude, she's popping off. Good job, Ruby! Come on, Kana. I need you. Come on, Kana. Come on. You're thinking... You're not... think about the performance, man. Like... Our sign is B. That's a fun name. Dude, she's not even showing her eyes. Oh, she's struggling. Wow, your mom. Oh, you know, yeah. Oh, dang. That's why Aqua is, you know. That's why she's falling for him so much. Come on. Somebody hold a white stick. Somebody in the crowd hold a white stick. That would be so clutch. Yes! Yes, Aqua, yes! Ah, oh, one of each. Dude, that's my boy right there. Triple wielding. Oh, yes. He looks like an idiot. Dude, no, he looks like a kid. That's my boy. Thank you. Look at him, dude. Look at him go. Ah. Ah. Thank you, Aqua. A good Aqua move. Thank you, Aqua. Yes. Aww. Hey, look, random people are holding white now. Let's go. Easy clap. Not even close. The Aqua diff, bro. That's the Aqua move I'm looking for. Genuine, bro. Look at her. She's so happy. I know, Kana's kind of a goat, huh? Yes! Why is something about to go horribly wrong? You know what I mean? What a dub. That went so well. Thank you, Aqua. Thank you, Aqua. Thank you, Aqua. You did good. You did good, Aqua. I'm glad you didn't get pulled away. Yes, okay. He was cheering him on in a very appropriate way, in a very pogged way. Ruby isn't taking a snooze. Good job. You did good work. Do you two want to talk? I'll lay out. I'll lay off. Kana, he extended you a feather there by holding that white glow stick. That was a positive move. I would like, you know. Fair. Yep. Facts. Good move. Good line. You're just starting. Thank you. I like how Memcho's in the front because she's the oldest by far. Oh, now we want to... Now we want to clear this up, Miyako? Could we have talked about this 3 days ago? Okay. Okay, dude. Miyako, we could have talked about this before the show, couldn't we? Like, this would have been really helpful. There, yup. Memcho figured it out. Memcho put it together. To Akade. Yup. Oh, it's a love triangle. Oh no. That's so funny. You know what, Miyako, I blame you now. You have become... you have become my new scapegoat. Nah, I'm chilling. You and me both, Memcho. You and me both. What? I'm so... Oh, what's up, Akane? I'm so buzzed right now. What is it? Okay. Yes, confront. Deal with it. Kana, no, come on, Kana! Oh, no. Well, Can you at least tell him that that was effed up and not to do it again? Can you at least, like... Oh, stop pretending. Yeah, I know. No, you actually care about Kana, I know. Aqua cope. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, Memcho took that so well. I almost wish he wouldn't have taken it that well, right? Like, just because that's so... Whatever. Whatever, I'll let it slide. If Kana's fine with it, then I can't get that mad. Whatever. It's true. Memcho, bro. Memcho rooting. Memcho. Oh, Tokyo Blade getting a stage adaptation? Wait, that's cracked. Let's go. Okay. Oh, wow. Big theater. That's sick. Ah, there it is. There it is. Yeah. Are we making Aqua like the main dude or something? Aqua. Yep. He's trading favors. Wow, these guys are sharks. Aww. Yummy. Their little Instagram bro. Liked by Mem. That's funny. Dang, Akane, I like your hair. Yeah, that's the eye connection. It's interesting that he's just getting an opportunity to get into that theater company as opposed to having to like look for that himself, but good RNG. Good RNG. That's all. Because that's his lead, right? So he just got an opportunity to pursue his lead just like that. Easy clap. Poor eye. Okay. Toki. Yeah, okay. Saw that coming. Boys love. Ooh, okay. Who's the associate gonna be? I swear, if it's Kana gets... I swear if it's Kana, I'm gonna lose. No way you bring that to this... We're doing this on the show? You might even become a victim of stalking. You're hilarious. Wait, okay, no way we're doing the three-way love triangle in the show and in real life. And in, you know what I mean? That's crazy. That's crazy to me. What, are you getting jealous of Aqua too a little bit? Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, dude. Y'all, stop fighting. Wow. Aqua, get rid of it. Actually, no, you know what? Not your fight. Back up. Who cares? That is such bad RNG, bro. Whoa. Okay, grudges. Dang. Little bit of a skill issue type behavior, but it's okay. Oh, she's crazy, bro. Oh, she's crazy. Yeah, Kana. Oh my goodness, that's such an issue. The next arc's gonna be such a problem, bro. Because they both have, like, grudges and have that connection to Aqua. Ridiculous. Okay, that. That's just such a problem. That's like, whatever. It's just worst case scenario, right? It's so funny. Oh, you! Wait, wait, do I know these guys? I don't know. Those might be some of the dudes from, Director? Is that Director? Whoa. I bet they're just gonna be prominent next. That was like a YouTube chat, bro. That was a YouTube stream chat right there. Oh, wow. Ruby visiting I's grave. Oh, wow. Ooh, and the Raven watching. She's like the Raven, bro. Man. Ooh. Oh, she curtsied to me, bro. I's little bunny cost. Whoa. Freaking I, bro. Ooh, Memcha with the angel devil wing. I'm down. That's crazy to me, bro. Okay, season 2. Hey, season 2. Hey, hello. When are you dropping? Hello. Wait, some of this new or is this the same? I mean, it's the same, right? Yeah. She going up and up. Wow, that little bit of the build up to the ED with the buddy there, that was so cool. I like that so much. Bro, wait, okay. Can we talk about whoever cast the freaking Tokyo Blade? What legends? Whoever casted them needs like 10 promotions. Because you're telling me they literally cast the perfect people to cause the issues, right? Because you know, acting, I feel like a lot of the best acting comes from some sort of truth, right? Where it's like you have that little part of you and you pull that and you like blow it up into the character, right? As opposed to it being completely a lie, completely like manufactured. Like I think the little bit of genuineness in a lie makes it like all the much more powerful. Whoever cast freaking Kana and Akane to be the love splits for Aqua is like the most insane gigabrain I've ever seen. Because it's literally like, oh, you want a love triangle? Like they picked the actors who already had a love triangle going to play the love triangle. They're cracked, bro. They're cracked. Wow, great finale. What a good show. What a good show. Already. Already. There's just a few things I want to look at. So, really good show. Bro, Aqua being the one to come in clutch with the white glow stick, that was perfect. That was so good. That's the Aqua stocks I'm looking for, man. You know? Man, the one thing that, like, I'll just start with the thing that, like, I'm the most unsure about, and then we'll get into just the fun, like, praise. The thing, just Kana took it so well that Aqua pretended to be chicken. Peon, you know? She literally she took it as a positive thing. She said, oh, look how much he cares, right? I feel like this is still unhealthy, right? Maybe, am I crazy? Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm a little loony. But it's just like, we know that she's desperate for, like, people to care about her and, for, you know, and to have fans and for, like, affirmation and such. And so she sees somebody in a twisted way giving her affirmation, because it's twisted. It is twisted, right? Ruby calls him twisted, has a twisted personality. But so she sees that, and then she's like, oh, he does care, right? But it's like, Kana, I don't think, like, the type of care that he showed of pretending to be somebody else while you were in an argument, it's like, bro, if he violates one of your boundaries down the line, right? If he upsets you down the line, like, do you want him to do this type of thing again? Do you want him to, like, I don't know, start sending you presents under somebody else's name? Or, you know, like, oh, wow, like, I just had a big argument with Aqua, but look, now I'm gaining a bunch of new followers on Twitter because Aqua freaking designed a new bot to, like, fake subs, or, I don't know, just whatever, right? Like, I don't think that this is good, okay? I don't think this is something that's like, oh, he does care. It's more of a, like, oh, this is dangerous. This is kind of a red flag. And I know it's a red flag that feels good, but I think that's the most dangerous type of red flag, right? This is why I'm so worried about her, bro. This is why this has stressed me out so much last episode. Because it's like, dude, she's glowing about it. She's so accepting of it. But I think it's so dangerous. So it's like, dude, who's going to protect her? Because I think it's like his like twisted way of giving affirmation, she'll accept because she's desperate for affirmation. This poor girl. Whatever. You know what? Yeah, right now, all things good. All's well that ends well, right? Like, if this... Like, I think it just future conflict could come out of this, right? Where this kind of thing just, you know, we fall back into this pit of, you know, he does some weird emotional stuff towards her when something bad happens. You know, like, I could see this just repeating, you know? Which I wouldn't want to happen to poor Kana. Because, it, you know, what a confusing and, like, thing to have to deal with, right? So if this became a pattern, I'd be really upset about that. But... all's well that ends well. If Kana's happy, then I guess I'm happy. I'm just scared. But what a you know, happy but scared. That's a really good way to describe the show, right? Show went well. Everyone being fans of freaking... oh, bro, this shot of, like, the Ruby transformation is crazy. Oh, yeah, let me just real quick... I'm gonna rewatch the thing. I just want to listen to the lyrics, because I didn't really... I was too busy reading Kana's inner thoughts to really read the lyrics. So let's just give a little lyric pass to the song, huh? It being outside in the star stage was so perfect, by the way. That was so fun. Shout out watching over Ruby from above during the performance, like, that's so sweet, you know? These freaking Idol fans, bro. Oh, wait, we already saw this. Skippy. Okay. We are Star T-Rain. They do just be doing... it's just a doobie singing. Okay. Let's see if there's any crazy lyrics here. Idol songs are just crazy to me. Like, I'm gonna go back already, bro. I'm not going to give this a clean pass, alright? I don't think I could take the amount of Idol in my face, you know what I'm saying? Rather than thinking about difficult things, we want to feel more sweet love. Hello, Kana and Aqua, right? Like, it's like escapism, bro. Rather than dealing with the problems, we want to feel good, right? It's like this is not, like, you know, I don't know. It just feels like escapism to me, but, like, you know what? Like, I feel like that's, like, normal in, like, Idol stuff, where it's like... life is hard, but we're happy and we're doing nothing. You know, like, whatever. So I guess I don't know. It's just like I'm very anti-escapism, right? I don't think escapism is good. I think people need to deal with their life, and so like rather than thinking about difficult things, like let me just get this. We want to feel more sweet love, like dog. Are you sure? Okay, let me just. Good or bad, it's about looks, right? It's about looks, right? I mean, that's kind of facts. Wolf in sheep's clothing type behavior. But be alright, we will surrender ourselves to fate now. Wait, it's always like that. What? It's always like that one moment decides victory or defeat. Okay. Kairos moment. Be alright, which do you prefer? Important things are invisible. I like that line. That's true. Let's ride. Because surely it won't ever stop. It's weird. Man, it makes me think, like, surely it won't ever stop. Because that's, like, being sarcastic a little bit, right? Like, the surely there makes me think, like we know it's going to stop, but we're going to ride as if it never does. It's, like, this weird... Like, I don't know. I feel like maybe you can take it as, like, this weird brand of, like, fake escapism where it's, like, yes, like, surely it won't ever stop. But, like, in a way you're aware it's going to stop, but you also are, like... I'm going to have the best time if I don't think it does. Something like that. Put your hands up and swim around. Like we're all going to die and it's going to suck, but surely it's never going to end. Just wave your hands and have a good time, right? So it's like this, I don't know. Like, I'm fine with escapism if you accept that it's like an escapism and you don't, like, succumb to it, right? Like microdosing escapism, I think, is fine. Because it's just fun, right? So I guess it kind of feels like that, but like I don't know. I could have a lot of talk about like I don't know. It's just like the you turn on the radio and you hear a song that's just like the you know like oh like I don't know. I'm thinking like freaking Justin Bieber, Baby Oh Baby or whatever those songs like the like I love you, you're beautiful, you know like that kind of stuff. Where it's just like it's just endless like affirmation and just boom boom boom, but it's like it's not realistic. That's not reality, right? But as long as you microdose it, then I think it's fine, but like, I don't know, man. Make more noise. It's just never, yeah, I don't know. Never, we want to make more noise and have fun with you. Like, imagine being in the crowd and being told that, right? Like, oh man, it just gets into bro. It gets into like the show, it's like idol culture, that whole thing. Of we want to make more noise and have fun with you, you know? It's like, do you? Or do you just want the money? I don't know. I have a doomer perspective when it comes to a lot of this idol stuff. And then Ruby starts making the most moves. Doesn't she? She turns into here. Bro, like the point to the screen, that's such an move. Like this literally feels like I's performance, right? Dang, Ruby the pose, bro. Wasn't there like an identical shot of like a bunch of people with glow sticks in episode 1? Low key, right? And it was a fun callback with Aqua doing the glow sticks to when he was a baby doing it. And then, okay, yeah, self-doubt because Ruby's popping off. Lots of self-doubt. But lots of, like, I need somebody to support me because I, you know, have so much pain. And then, anybody love me, care about me, tell me it's okay for me to be here. Woo! Almost like an imposter syndrome type thing. Oh, wait, there's more song going on. Wait, where's the song? Okay, wait. I need to hear them start the new song. Because Ruby's about to go, y'all ready for this? Ruby, tell me. That song was Star T Rain. Do you guys remember it? She's so... Bro, it's just, man, this is what was happening. This is what I liked so much about when I see things like this, when I see things like idol culture being like this, it made me super happy to see some of you really nail the chorus. Like, she's just like, I love you, right? To me, like, because I've seen idol shows in real life, right? And I just get doomer-minded when I watch them. It's not like I can't, like, surrender myself into, like, them saying, like, oh, I love you, blah, blah. Like, I can't, like, surrender myself to that because I'm too stuck thinking like these are real people, right? Like, and I'm too stuck thinking, and all that stuff that I talked about at the end of episode 1, all that stuff with where it's like there's a real people under this performance, and a lot of the times they're desperate for something, right? And I can't help but feel this like weird like sadness of a lie where like it feels fake, and a lot of people in front of me and in the crowd are like embracing it and almost feels like they're escaping into it, but I can't help but find it all to be so fake, right? And that's what I like so much about because it was, yes, it's fake, but it's a desperate plea for it to be real. And that's really, beautiful to me. But so to see stuff like, it made me super happy to see some of you really know the chord. Like, no. Like, yes. And with Ruby feels very genuine about this, which I really do like. That she feels like someone that's really there, right? But like, imagine if Kana was the one saying this, right? It made me super happy to see some of you really know the chorus while she's actually like mentally like, that's what really, I can't help but feel like that's so true a lot of the time, that there's just like, I can't surrender myself to these positive things because I can't help but see like even if it's not there, a lot of the time it's probably projection or just assumption, but it's like there's some, there feels like there's some like emptiness or like void within the show that I'm too stuck on seeing, and that's like black hole sucking in all the juice or something. I don't freaking know. All right, time for our next song. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel so much of a hole in performances. Like it's like whenever. Oh please, I don't want to go back into the episode 1 type behavior, but like I'm watching the show and I'm like pogging and I'm making my moves, right? But it's like, am I trying to like run away from something by doing that, right? And like this hole or something, this and so it's like, am I trying to like escape from that? And that's kind of what I project onto a lot of these things, even if it's not there, but I think a lot of the times it is. And so I have a lot of trouble like letting these like happy idol songs like hit, because it's just like, are you sure? Like, you really feel like that? Like, is this healthy to like embrace? That's a good shot, by the way, of them 3 like doing their pose or whatever, but Kana's eyes are covered by her hair, her bangs. We are your idols. Our sign is B. Okay. Trauma. Fondness gathers. Everyday life is in the cloakroom. If you've come here, if you don't dance, it's a loss. If you've come here, if you don't dance, it's a loss. Like, it feels like subliminal, dude. It feels like subliminal, like mind-melting messaging of just like, I'm going to flood you with positivity until you become one of us, right? Like, you will dance, you will have fun. I love you. And it's like, dude, like, I think a lot of people can like fall into that hole, but it's like such a nice hole to fall into, which makes me ever more scared of it. I don't know, man. That's why microdose escapism. And then, dude, Aqua's F it. Aqua stalks through the moon. I'm finished. Whether or not people are here, it's relevant. Good line. We don't care if the venue is big or small. True. Good. Right? Do it for the love of the performance. Do it for the love of the art. Don't care. Like an audience is nice, but you don't want it to be about the audience, or I think you'll lose yourself into the audience. Blah, blah, blah. Really pog. Let them know. Kana looks like she's about to bust out laughing, bro. If we blow with a puff, it's like it'll fly, though it's just a tiny little talent. If you support me, I'll give you a huge response. And then she's like dedicated, like, oh, I'm gonna be your idol now. Like, you believe in me, like that makes me believe in myself. I'm about to pop off, She winked at him, bro. The idol black pill, bro. That's just what this idol black pill, bro. Because, like, I don't know. Maybe that... Dude, Ruby is exceptional. Can we talk about Ruby? And I could have said this a little bit, but, like... Ruby saying, like, thank you, everyone. Like, I'm so glad you came. Blah, 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 blah. Her... That, like... that like thing of her, right? That bubbly like spirit. It's not even performative, really. Like it's so true to how she normally is that it feels so genuine, which makes me love it so much. And with it was like fake, but then the fakeness like overpowered, so it kind of became this blurred like genuineness and this plea and all that. And then Kana, that's not how she is at all normally, but she's like dedicated to a role, and so she's able to lie, right? Because she's not all bubbly and sweet and like, you know. I don't know. Just keep playing. I'm gonna dye all your glow sticks white. Bars. I almost just said something so bad about dyeing things. Oops. Okay. I'll let you finish that thought. Dang. And man, I almost feel like this is like... I don't know. I don't think this is a critique. I don't know. This is a comment about the show. I feel like this is like maybe the second time, or maybe even more, that like the show has felt like it's about to like slam me and like clock me, home run, knock my head off with something, and then it kind of wasn't as big of a deal as I thought. Cause like especially with Aqua, where like previously with Akane going I mode, I was like, wow, this is gonna be crazy. Like Aqua is gonna lose it. Something crazy. Like the amount of focus that moment had, the amount of weight that it had in the story, it felt like there was about to be huge relevance to the plot, right? Same thing with Kana figuring out that Aqua's under the mask. I mean, there's all this build up of like, we keep saying them doing stuff, and then she walks down the stairs and she sees him and it goes silent, right? And her eyes are void. And it's like, that's scary. Like I feel the weight of that so much. But then both times it's like, oh, Aqua is kind of fine with Akane being right? He blushes a bit, you know, kind of parries the rest of the emotions and then is out of that hoe, right? And then this time it's Kana confronts him about it. It's just like, oh, that was cute. And then it keeps going, right? As opposed to it being like a big point of drama. So it's like this weird thing where like, I feel like there's like these really big drama hits that are coming and then they kind of don't become big drama hits and kind of like undercut themselves into being something a lot lighter. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's more so just like you have to like the show builds up things a lot and then but doesn't necessarily like not that it's like fumbling it, but it doesn't it likes to build things up and then doesn't always like home run you at the end as much as it goes back down. Like I don't want to say it, but it's almost like it's like narratively edging me. That sounds so bad. I'm so sorry. But like you get what I mean? Where it's like oh no, Kana figured it out. And then like, oh, we confronted it. Oh, we're kind of chilling now. Right? Like, all's well that ends well. And then it's like, oh no, Akane's going I mode. And then Aqua, you know, is confronted with it. And it's like, oh, we're actually fine. All's well that ends well. But then we have things like, oh, Akane's losing it. And then she almost dies. And that's like, that was an incredible, like, punch in the gut, like, moment, right? I'm thinking through, like, all of the stuff I've watched. I think that's the first time. I don't know about the first time. I couldn't even say. But that's definitely the only time in the show that I've had my heart literally skip a beat was when she slipped off the edge. That was like the most insane emotional like response the show's gotten out of me. That was a really incredible like moment from the story, right? And it almost feels like these other moments like has a potential to do something, but then it doesn't want to commit to it. And like you got plot to follow, and if the plot doesn't want to go that direction, you got other plans, and like I'll follow you wherever you go. It's just kind of I don't know. It feels like I'm getting baited a little bit, but it also just keeps me anticipated for like you know it's like you know I don't know. It's a weird roller coaster that they're playing that I'm not used to. The Akane freaking Kana jealousy is funny. Or like The Grudge, and then how it's also going to end up having to do with Aqua a bit. That's crazy to me. It is interesting that Aqua didn't go to the grave with Ruby. I assume that was communicated to him. He's wearing a black shirt after all. Or maybe, no. So I guess maybe this is probably the anniversary. Maybe they went separately, and that's why he's wearing a black shirt. Which is interesting that they don't do that together, or that she's at least doing it alone. That does show perhaps how different they are in dealing with right? That like they mourn in their own ways, and to the point of they don't even mourn together, which is terribly sad. And that's why the Aqua Ruby reconnection is going to literally be the peak. That's going to be the move to be made. Okay, let me rewatch this ending thing because that was so cool. Give me it, dude. Okay, so this background stuff. the bunny twirling that we saw in the music video, right? That's like Ai's performative self. It's interesting it's a stuffed bunny, too. That's, like, so childlike, you know? So it's like, I don't know. You know, it's like a stuffed animal, right? You probably bake that into, like, oh, childhood trauma, you know, regress to a child, I don't know, some sort of, go Freud, I choose you, like, you know. And then she gets tangled in her own strings that are, like, puppeteering her dance. That's crazy imagery, bro. Oof. The red strings of fate that puppet her, bro. The shards of glass. Aqua, Ruby. Ruby's the goat, bro. Ruby's genuine with it. Aqua's a liar with it. But both are good, like, and that's why we need them together. Memcho with a one-winged angel, that goes really hard. Oh my goodness, this dress. She is 25. Okay. Bro, wait, we gotta do a tier list with the show. I forgot. Holy crap, wait. That's pogged. That's gonna be so fun. Okay, yeah. But I guess that's the last thing I'll say on this is, we're gonna do a tier list for all the characters. Probably a, like, what we normally do is character tier list in, like, impact in the story, and then, like, a waifu list because degenerates. It's an anime channel. What do you expect, right? But yeah, so that should be fun. In which case, I think that's probably a good place to leave it for this episode. Episode 11, the finale of Oshi no Ko. On to the tier list that should be very exciting. A nice way to kind of wrap up a series. Really excited for season 2. I'll have to look up when that comes out. Aqua stocks are back in action. We love to see it. We love to see it. We love to see it. Memcho's figuring it all out with Aqua and Akane, or with Kana, and Akane too, honestly, which kind of does tell, like, it kind of does, you know, I don't think Aqua's really as aware of his, you know, I think I've overestimated his emotional intelligence, perhaps, which is why we're reeling it back. We're reeling it back. Though, I mean, come on, you know, pick up the signs. Kana is making moves, bro. But yeah. That, I think, is all I got to say for this episode. Episode 11 of Oshi no Ko. On to the next episode. Tier list should be exciting. Of course, if you like the video, subscribe if you're new, blah, 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 comment below if you say, or join the Discord and talk to me or other Oshi no Ko fans there. But until then, until next episode tier list, that's all I got to say. I'll be seeing you then. Peace.